and welcome back to your Faith Adventures with King David. Today we get to hear the story of Carlos and Rudiger not doing what they're supposed to be doing in baseball practice, and how their coach gets mad at them, and we get to hear how God gets upset with us sometimes too, because He is truly holy, and how we can be holy and with Him as well. Our verse for today is Isaiah 6:3, and it says here, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of His glory." So if you have not yet gotten your craft for this month, please contact the church office. We'll make sure to get you one. And otherwise, I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy the story and enjoy the craft. Oh no, this is terrible.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Hey, Carlos,
Hey,
Rudiger.
guys.
Whoa, you guys are really pacing. What's going on?
Yeah, you seem nervous. What's up?
We got in trouble.
Oh, you got in trouble. What'd you do?
We were goofing around in baseball.
It was Rudiger's idea.
Anyways, we were goofing around in baseball, and the coach yelled at us. I don't think we can ever go back.
I don't want to go back. That
Well,
was
of course
scary.
You can.
You can go back, and I'm sure it was scary. It's never fun to get in trouble, but you'll go back and you'll have baseball and it'll be just fine. I actually wanted to introduce you to my friend, Miss Dina. How are you guys doing? Miss Dina, this is Rudiger and Carlos.
Hi, Rudiger. Hi, Carlos.
And Miss Dina and I were talking about, well, King David, what we talk about all the time. And she knows so much about King David that, do you have any good stories that might be helpful here?
I actually do. There was one, in fact, where David was afraid. You guys want to hear it? Well, there was this really important chest covered in gold known as the Ark of the Covenant. Have you ever heard of that before?
Is that the big boat?
It's a different ark. This one was meant to be the place for God to be present with His people. Because God is holy, the ark was very holy, and there were a lot of rules about how it was to be made and how it was to be moved and handled, because it was the presence of God. So there were a lot of rules, and you had to do everything just right. Just like I bet there are a lot of rules at baseball practice.
Yeah, sometimes we're not good at following those.
Well, none of us really are, and I'll tell you more about the story because it feeds into that too. Well, when David became king, he wanted to unite the people, and part of that was bringing this holy ark back to Jerusalem. And so he and several Israelites were bringing the ark in a cart pulled by ox back to Jerusalem. And on the way, they were celebrating and dancing and singing and having fun. And one of the ox stumbled, and the cart began to tumble, and it looked like the Ark of the Covenant, the holy Ark of the Covenant, was gonna fall.
Oh
That
no!
would not be good.
It would not be good. But one of the guys who was helping move the Ark, he had a really funny name. His name was Uzzah.
Uzzah!
He reached out to steady the Ark because he didn't want it to fall. But when he did that, he touched it, which you are not supposed to do.
That was one of the rules.
That
no
was.
touching it. It was too holy.
Too holy, but he touched it. And when that happened, he immediately died. Can you believe that?
Uh-oh.
And when that happened, David was really scared. He was so scared, he quit trying to move the ark. He didn't want to touch it. He didn't want to do anything wrong. But eventually, when he decided he would handle it the exact right way and follow God's instructions, he was able to take the ark back to Jerusalem. And he overcame his fear. And when we're afraid too, just remember, we're not perfect. We're not holy. Everybody messes up. Everybody gets in trouble sometimes. But we don't have to be afraid anymore because we have someone who made us holy, who gave us His holiness. Do you know who that is?
Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow, you both knew that one. Good
That's
job,
right.
guys.
Jesus died in our place. So we don't have to try and be holy and perfect. And when we mess up and make mistakes like we will,
It's called sin.
It's called sin. But we don't have to be afraid of that, and you don't have to be afraid to go back to baseball practice. You just start over and you follow the rules.
We ask for forgiveness, and God has promised us forgiveness through Jesus.
Absolutely.
And we know that we don't have to be worried about going near God anymore, and that we'll die if we're near God, just like Uzzah died because he was too close to God. But Jesus made it so that we can be close to God and that we can talk to him all the time. How do we talk to him?
Prayer.
Prayer. Yes. When Miss Dina and I were talking earlier, she mentioned that God gives us rules because he knows best. And that's really a really good point that I appreciated so much when you shared that with me.
Yeah, God wants what's best for us because he loves us.
And we know he loves us because he sent
Jesus.
All right, I need to get going. Thank you so much, Miss Dina, for sharing that and for telling us all about that. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, go back,
Bye.
Lois.
Hi, welcome to Craft Time. It is really cold outside, so today would be a really great day to get your craft bags and join us for a really fun craft. If you want to take a break from playing outside in the snow or whenever you're listening to this, I'm Tracy, this is Ryan, this is William, and this is Daniel. He's just gonna kind of be joining us for some of it today. But today we're talking about the Ark of the Covenant. So if you could take your paper with the picture of the Ark of the Covenant on it, and today in the lesson we learned about how the Ark is very, very important to God and how you are not supposed to touch the Ark. And if you do, then bad things will happen to you. God says that. The Ark is so holy that we are not supposed to touch it. So we're gonna play a game with that story in mind. So the first thing we're gonna do is take your picture of the Ark of the Covenant, and you're gonna take your crayons, and you're going to color the picture of the Ark. So you can color whatever you want to. You can color your favorite color. You can do a rainbow of colors. You can color too. You wanna color too? Daniel's gonna join us with coloring. So William, you can go ahead and get started coloring. And Daniel, you wanna color too? You can color this. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a pair of scissors from home.
Can I please use scissors?
I don't know if you can use the scissors. Kids Daniel's age, you might need to let a grown-up help with some scissors, but the older ones can use their scissors and they can cut them out. And you're gonna take a glue stick from home, or is it in their bag? It's in your bag. You're gonna take a glue stick from your bag, and when you're done cutting it out, you're gonna glue it onto the side of the balloon. You might need to help get a grown-up to help.
I don't balloon.
Blow up the balloon.
Can I please?
Okay. Now, when you're ready,
That's huge balloon.
that's a huge balloon. You'll take it and you will glue it onto the side of the balloon. You might need to get somebody to hold it for you. Okay. Now, once it is stuck on, I don't know if you have tape at home, you might tape it on so that it doesn't fall off. But, okay, so once you're done, it will look something like this, or it can be up and down. And then you're gonna find an open place in your home, and you are going to play a game with your parents or your sibling or whoever is with you. And you are going to try to walk from one part of your room to the other part of your room, hitting the balloon up in the air, but not touching the picture of the Ark of the Covenant. So if you do touch the picture of the Ark of the Covenant, you have to go back to the beginning and you have to start over. So you'll pick two places in your room, and you're gonna try to get from one point to the next, hitting the balloon up without touching the Ark of the Covenant. And the point is that even if you touch the Ark, that's kind of symbolic of, even though we may sin and we don't need to sin, but we might sin. But you know what? God gives us a second chance in Jesus. And so all of that, we don't have to worry about that, because even we might touch the ark and we might sin, even though we may not need to. So your memory verse for today, for week 19, your faith adventure with King David, respect God's power. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. Isaiah 6:36 or 6:3. Okay, you want to go over to the side? Okay, I think you should start at maybe the black line. Do you want to play too? Do you want to take your balloon? Do you want to go with Bubba and take your balloon? Thank you so much for joining us for our craft today. Y'all stay warm, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Wasn't that a great story? Didn't we have a great craft today, kids? Today we got to hear about how God truly is holy and perfect, and we can't be with him except for Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. That's why we get to be with him. Isn't that a great news to hear and that we can share with our friends? We got to do a great craft, and we just got to have a good time together, learning about and spending time with God. So we'll see you next week, where we get to hear a little more about God's holiness and his dwelling place here on earth and among us. So see you next week, guys.